my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword.
That's why we did fall by the sword. That's why we go through the hardships we go through right now. That's why we're in the conditions that we are in as a people. That's why we don't know that we're Israel or Israelites, the son of Israel. That's why we don't know our nationality. That's why we don't know our history. That's why we take on different religions that was given to us by our enemies.
Biblically, still hear the saints in their grave, generally taught on these days of villainy, screaming, I keep that same energy, lying in the sky, Mufasa. Bible giving cuts, no barbers. Kid an old man, we martyrs. No days off, just starting. Built up just like the Spartans. Tell them how we coming.
See the Lord, I'm coming to fight for you, and I'm coming like a
feeling?
lion.
All right, what's your name? My name's Shamar.
Ryan.
Ryan? Okay, you got questions? I know you heard us over here talking, right? Do you know your nationality? You know who you would call your, what would you call yourself? What would be your nationality?
Black man.
Black man, okay? Come over here to this sign, over here, right? This is a list of the nation of Israel, right? We tend to call ourselves by bywords and proverbs, right? Right here, this is what the Most High God calls us. On the right side, that's what we will rename. What would you say your father is from? Judah.
That's right.
All praises, all praises. So Judah is what you would call African Americans, right? Or a black man. And the reason why Judah is because he comes from the tribe of Judah. That is the actual name, right? The tribe that we come from the nation of Israel, all right? So these are the 12 sons of Jacob, which was name was changed to Judah. To Israel, right? Judah has to be one of his sons, and we descend from his sons. Okay? All right? So there's a couple of things that identify us as a people we were going over not too long ago. These is one of the curses that we were actually reading about that are on the people of Israel, right? So read that from the top again.
Read it out. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Do we not serve our enemies? Do you work? You got a 9 to 5? Right? Who's your boss? Who owns the company? Right? Does not another nation own that company?
Yes.
Right? So we're serving our enemies. You look for a paycheck, right? So we get our paycheck, we pay our bills, right? At one point in time, we worked on a plantation, and they took care of all our bills. They paid for our housing, our food, our health care, all that stuff. They took care of us in that manner. But they also abused us and whipped us and all that, right? They changed the game to where now, okay, you pay for your own. We're just going to give you a little portion, right? So they still make the big dollars, but they give you a little portion so you can go and spend it right back with them, right? So you're still serving your enemies. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who sent them against us?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Haven't you wondered why we go through the conditions? How can we be in the conditions that we're in? We got multimillionaires. We got people that own businesses, right? Why are we still in the lower state? Why is it not that everybody's getting lifted up? Why do we still have people getting shot down on a mass rate? Why are we the last hire, first fire, right? Why do we fill the prison houses, right? Why is it on an uneven scale?
Right.
Haven't we ever wondered that? The Lord did that to us.
That's right.
The nations don't have that type of power. The Lord does that to us for our disobedience, right? You understand? Yes, sir.
Got a question.
Yes.
So we being his chosen people, why would he do that to just only us? You know?
You know what I want? Read them.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 50.
Give me Psalms 147.
Yes, sir.
That's a good question, because he said, why would he do this to his people, right? All right, read what you got.
19. Yes, sir. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 147, verse 19.
Read out.
He showed his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word unto who?
Unto Jacob.
He didn't show his word to everybody else.
Right.
He showed his word unto us. That's right. The Lord showed his word to Jacob. Read.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Read.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He has not what?
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
So he didn't deal with nobody else like that. That's just like if you have a close friend, right? Close friend betrays you. You didn't show this person love. You didn't give him money, food, clothing, invited him over with your family, all that, right? And he betrays you. Now what? You got a personal issue with it because that's your people's, right? You accepted him close to you. The Lord accepted us as his people, close unto him. So he got a problem with us because he gave us the game. Right. Read.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
Nobody else has known the judgments of God.
Right.
That's why they haven't gone in masses by nations on slave ships or into captivity. We've been in captivity after captivity after captivity for our disobedience to his word that he gave unto us.
Right.
Right? Give me Deuteronomy 15 again. Because we must take accountability of what we've done in our past, what our forefathers have done. We're still paying for that.
That's right.
Because we have learned the ways of our forefathers and we've kept those. Because we get taught by what? Our big mamas in the houses, right? We get taught by our homeboys on the corner, right? In the neighborhood. We take on their counsel, right?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Read out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
It said, if you will not listen or hearken means to listen unto the voice of the Lord our God. This is the voice. This is the thing that we've been hidden from for a long time. People have taken our records and turned them against us by giving us bits and pieces and not showing us what it actually means because they don't have the understanding. We have the understanding. Give me Amos 3:1. They don't have the understanding of what the scriptures actually say, right? So they've mistaught us and misguided us. All right? Hey, check out that flyer. Give us a call, man.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Read it out.
Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only,
What?
you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
He said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Only. That's not including nobody else. So if we're the only ones that he's known, the only ones he's dealt with, the only ones he's given the, so who else he gonna punish?
Right.
Who else is he gonna punish? Because we're supposed to be keeping these things that he's told us in the past. Right? Is that it on that? Read.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
So he's going to punish us through those curses for all the iniquities that we've done. Okay? So we got to come out of those things that we've been taught by the other nations. We got to come out of their understanding. All right? So give me that. So we got to understand where we're supposed to come and start serving the true Lord.
That's right.
How he said for us to serve him. Not how we've been taught by other people. Right? Okay? So we don't want to follow the ways of the other nations because the other nations have led us down a path of death.
Right.
That's why we're in the shadow of death right now.
Right.
Right? Read.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 39 and verse 23.
Read out.
And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity.
We went into captivity for our iniquity. For not listening to the Lord thy God, our God, we went into captivity for our iniquity.
That's right.
You know what sin is, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's sin?
Sin is, how can I put it in layman's terms? Sin just disobedience from what God says.
Right. Okay, all praises. I like that answer. Read on.
Read out.
Because they trespassed against me.
Right, read.
Therefore hid I my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword.
So that's why we did fall by the sword. That's why we go through the hardships we go through right now. That's why we're in the conditions that we are in as a people. That's why we don't know that we're Israel or Israelites, the son of Israel. That's why we don't know our nationality. That's why we don't know our history. That's why we take on different religions that was given to us by our enemies.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.